Do I make excuses for Conor McGregor? Should I? I want to make a couple excuses for him. I mean, not in terms of that he needs them, but I'm just simply saying people need to understand that he's a changed man.
No doubt about it.
He's got a baby on the way. He's got 2 kids already. You see the way he was.
This is what life will do.
You see the way he's acted at the presser. You see the way he's acted at the weigh-ins. I don't want to say this too much. He touched on a little bit too. The inactivity maybe was the key. I honestly believe he's just a different person. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I think he's done fighting. I don't think he has that killer instinct anymore. He's a multi-millionaire. I think there's other things that are definitely in his mind. Don't get me wrong. He's still talented. I mean, like he can still probably beat the top 4 or 5 guys. I mean, like I think really he's in a happy place right now. You saw it all week.
Josh, this loss is different than every other loss he's had.
Yeah.
Every loss that he's had has been by what?
Submission.
All of them. And so it was always that, well, there's that over there. It's not that someone has hurt him. And you could see the first time when Dustin hit him, it stunned him. And that was in the first round. And then when in that second round, you saw right away when he had his back up against the cage and he got hit. I'm trying to remember if it was the left hand straight, and you could see it stiffened him. And I went, oh, he's hurt.
Yeah.
And then it just started, rolling downhill. But he's never been in that position where he's been knocked out. Yeah. Even in the stupid boxing match with Floyd, Floyd never put him down.
Yeah.
And the referee, Bob Bird, stopped the fight. Okay, that's great. He should have, but Floyd never put him down. Dustin knocked him out.
Let me touch a little bit, so I don't get too much into Conor making excuses for him. But I'm going to say that Mike Brown, I was watching the 24/7 special on whatever it was.
Yeah, you talked about it.
And I got to tell you, one thing that Mike Brown touched on was that he is more durable at 155 than he was at 145.
No doubt about it, because
tonight proved it.
He got hit by some good shots, and he got hurt. You could see when he got hurt, but he was able to take his distance, maintain a little bit of time to get himself back, snap it back, and then continue on with what he was doing.
Yeah.
That's the difference between being a healthy, hydrated fighter at 155 pounds going up to 170 pounds and a guy that has just crushed himself to get to that 145. Not enough fluids being able to get back into him that are sticking the right way. He's just a better fighter by far at 155.
Yeah.
This is that whole thing of why, everyone, if you go down to the smaller weight class, you'll be even bigger and better. Bullshit. It is just not that way. For some guys it is.
Yeah, Max Holloway.
For a lot it's not. Yep.
You have guys that use that length, that reach and range and the speed of which you can throw the amount of punches. If you can still perform the way Max does at a lower weight, have at it. But it works for him because that body style that we've talked about many times, he fits that body style for 145. He doesn't fit that body style for 155. He's not
the bigger, longer guy.
He's not the bigger, taller, like you said, longer guy. He is the guy that basically is the same size as all the other ones. He's smaller than Conor. He's smaller than he's about the same size as Dustin. I mean, like Dustin's thicker. I think possesses a little bit more power, and we saw that when they fought in the second time in the 155. I can't make any. The excuses that I'm going to make for Conor just strictly have to do with life, not in terms of that. In terms of like tonight, it was just Dustin's night. Dustin did the better job of implementing his game plan. The calf kicks, right off the bat when he got the takedown and then pressed him to the fence.
That calf kick was huge.
But then just dirty boxing and making Conor use energy in the clinch. I've said this since the beginning of Conor when he started fighting. First time I saw him fight Nate Diaz, I was like, all you got to really do is press him to the fence, make it a dirty, grimy fight, and it'll take some of that pressure. Sorry, not the Nick Diaz fight, the Nate Diaz fights, the Chad Mendes fight. He didn't have the same pop in that fight. The reason why that fight ended up going as well as it did is because Chad was so damn exhausted. But Conor
was he exhausted?
From trying to wrestle so much. Not Conor. I'm talking about Chad.
And from getting hit in the body.
The toe kick.
Hello.
The toe kick. Well, he was tired because he had 10 days, but to prepare for the fight.
Yeah, well, that was
one of the reasons. But no, overall to me, I feel like, look, Conor is He's done a lot in this short period of time that he's been in the sport. You know, I was in the sport for 20 years, accomplished maybe a fraction of what that guy has done. So I got to tip my hat to him and everything he's done. But I really think as a fighter, unless he decides to stop doing all of his other stuff, his like dial back on the whiskey, dial back on August McGregor clothing line, dial back and all the other stuff he's got going on, and focus back on fighting like he used to, he won't ever be the same fighter again. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. It's like
it's not bad, but
he's done everything he should have done.
I can break this down for you because you've been in the same positions.
I wish I had been in his situation.
Well, money wise, maybe a little different.
Yeah.
I want you to think about this. No, because it's the truth. When you're a young man and it's all you have, as far as you have the girlfriend, but you don't have the family.
Yeah.
You don't have the wife. You don't have the kids, and you're fighting. Well, it's your mistress. Yeah. It's what you go to, and you enjoy it, and you don't have anything else. All you have is the fighting. You go to practice in the morning. You go and work out. You do that. You go home. You eat lunch. You maybe take a nap. You go back to the gym. You do your night practice, you go back home, you eat something, and if you have to, you do some cardio, and then you go to sleep, and you do it all over the next day.
Yeah.
If you have the girlfriend, maybe you do something in between the meal, the cardio, and the sleep. But that's really all you do. There's nothing else that you have your attention placed upon. But when you become this guy like Conor, and you have all of these different things in front of you, you have the suit line, you have the proper 12, you have all of these things, the Netflix things or whatever it is that you're trying to come up with for the next thing. Those are taking hours, minutes, days, whichever way you want to look at it. It's taking your attention away from fighting, and it's putting it there. And eventually what you do is you start segmenting your life into the point where there's weeks that you don't even think about fighting. You don't even do anything about fighting. You don't really even train fighting because you're doing all these other things while all of your opponents are doing what? They're taking care of business, and they're in the gym, and they're learning, and they're going, and they're trying to get better. It becomes a part-time job for you. When you have the fight, you go to the gym and you train. It's not the same. And it's just a difference that in the end, the results show exactly how committed you are to the sport.
Yeah, you hit it nail on the head. Training and fighting is like your mistress. You wake up in the morning, you go bang her out, you come back home, you eat a little meal, you go back over and bang her out again.
There you go.
Back home and eat
I wasn't going to say it that way, but that's exactly
Someone's got to be honest with our fans. Someone's got to tell them the truth. Look, overall, if Conor's going to continue, I think they're going to give him Justin Gaethje next. Now, what makes that fight more interesting, sure, Justin Gaethje has great kicks, and he's got heavy, hard kicks, but he's also right-handed. So those kicks will not be affecting the inside or his calf as much as the ones that were affecting it tonight. And I think that's really what the story of the tale was tonight as far as this fight, is that he legit, because he fought another southpaw, that lead leg is out there and available to be kicked the way that it normally be for somebody else if we were both conventional fighters. So Justin's going to have to kick the inside of the leg. Conor checks that kick a lot better, that inside leg kick. If Justin's going to throw those leg kicks, he's going to have to switch stance to kick the outside of the calf. So given that type of scenario, it becomes a boxing match. I just don't know if Conor being what Conor is now, the focus, if it's going to be the same. Like, he got clipped tonight, and we've never seen that happen to him. The movement he looked good a little bit, but he just didn't look as clean and crisp as he normally does.
He didn't look comfortable.
No.
He did not look near as, one of the things when you watch Conor and you watch him fight, most of the time, he looks just comfortable. It was of every fight that, I ever did of his, that Eddie Alvarez fight, I never saw a guy look so comfortable in a fight. Never. It was like, there was nothing that he couldn't do in there. There was that comfort factor. And if you watched him against Dustin tonight, he was moving himself, but there were times he didn't look comfortable at all.
Yeah.
And he looked out of position, which is not normal for him. And even when he would set up the counter, it was there and he would short stroke it and not throw it. And you go, oof, it was there. And that's a huge part of his game. You know, I think that the layoff, no matter what Dominic Cruz will tell you, it does affect different fighters in different ways. And not having that, you know, ability to be in the cage for a year, it's been basically a year.
Yeah.
You know, it's too long for him. He needs to be in the cage. He needs to be in the gym. He needs to put all of his attention on the fight game if he wants to be a world champion fighter again.
If I was him, I would just walk away.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that, and I wouldn't blame him. And
I wouldn't blame him either.
Hey, thanks for everything you did for the sport. Thank you for elevating things. Thank you for, you know, bringing fighter pay up. All of those things, you'll be missed.
This is going to sting, though. This one's going to sting for a while.
Oh, this one's going to, look at, I told you, the big difference in this one is, Josh, he got knocked out.
100% agree. Look,